I'm sure most of you haven't really thought about whether you will vaccinate your children or not, but I would like to help better inform your knowledge on vaccinations and why it's so vital for you to vaccinate your future children. In today's world, we really don't have to worry about diseases that used to be commonly feared. However, this doesn't mean that we should opt out of vaccinations because they are so rare to get. It actually means just the opposite. In order to keep ourselves and others protected from these awful diseases, we need to immunize. Today I'm going to tell you why people choose not to vaccinate their children, why you should, and the importance of educating yourself. My first main point is why people choose not to vaccinate their children, and who are these people anyways. There are a lot of myths going around, still to this day, even after years of studies proving them wrong. People still worry about believing the wrong things about vaccinations. So what are these myths? Let me tell you a few and why they're wrong. The most common that you will hear is vaccines contain toxins such as mercury, aluminum, formaldehyde, and antifreeze. According to parents.com, most vaccines are water-based with antigens. There are some substances that are added to the vaccines to stabilize or make it more effective, such as thimerosal. This is where the concern for mercury comes into play. However, it has been removed from all vaccines due to the rumors and to take precautionary measures. Thimerosal used to break down into what is called ethyl mercury, which doesn't accumulate into the body like methyl mercury, which is found in some fish. But like I said before, since 2001, there aren't any vaccines with thimerosal, just in case. Aluminum, however, is used in vaccination. The reason for this is to increase the effectiveness of the injection. More aluminum is actually ingested through breastfeeding than any amount that is used in the vaccinations. Formaldehyde. People hear the word formaldehyde and start freaking out, not knowing that this ingredient is everywhere. The reason why formaldehyde is used in immunizations is to prevent any potential contamination. Our bodies naturally produce more formaldehyde than any that is given through a shot. Now, anytime you hear that antifreeze is used to make up vaccinations, these rumors are wrong. Another reason why parents opt out of vaccinating children is due to the belief that side effects from the immunization are worse than the disease itself. It takes years for vaccines to be created and tested before they are recommended to the public. According to vaccines.com, after several years of testing vaccines on volunteers, they will decide if it is safe enough for the public. Agencies are not going to invest money on vaccines that are going to do more harm than good. And also, they would be taking a huge risk in a possible lawsuit if children did have a reaction to the immunization. So these drugs really are tested many, many times by thousands of different volunteers before they are suggested. Now, you may be wondering, who are these people that don't vaccinate their children? Do they not have money? Do they not have insurance? Are they unknowledgeable? In fact, these people are none of the above. Most parents that have chosen not to vaccinate their children are well educated, from higher income families, and have health insurance. Does this surprise you? Because it sure did me. I'll even show you. It shows up here that in the red are the families who delay or refuse vaccinations. So it says that they believe vaccinations are necessary to protect the health of their children. 70% agree, and 96% agree to that don't delay. And so then they fear their children could have serious side effects. 63%, that's the reason why they refuse vaccinations. They think medical professionals in charge of vaccinations don't have their children or have their children's interests at heart. Also, autism is another huge scare, and that's where the mercury comes into play, because mercury can affect the brain, but it is not in these immunizations anymore. And they also believe that children get too many shots, but the reason for that is just because we have more immunizations to fight off all these diseases that we don't have to worry about anymore. So these families are wealthier on average, with annual incomes more than 4 times the poverty level. They are non-Hispanic whites, They are married couples in English-spoken houses, and they're well educated with college degrees and covered with private health insurance. So I was really surprised to learn that. So as you can tell, these people are really legitimately concerned that vaccines are not good for their children, and that's why I strongly encourage you to educate yourself. So my second main point is why it is important to stay vaccinated. Since diseases have decreased so much over the years, it is tempting to think that diseases will no longer affect us, and with drinking clean water and eating healthy and living a clean lifestyle, we will be free from worry. This just isn't true. With the exception of polio, these diseases still very much exist. In 2010, California had a breakout of the whooping cough. This was the year my daughter was born, and she would have been too young to receive the vaccine to keep her safe from this. It is scenarios like these that cause preventable death and preventable long-term disabilities. According to CDC.gov, from January 1st to February 24th of this year, there have already been 13 cases of the measles from 7 different states. The measles pretty much were eliminated in the year 2000 and has made a miraculous comeback due to not receiving immunization. Also, we now live in a world where we can travel anywhere and come back within the states. There are many diseases that are not prevented in other countries, and therefore making a huge risk for non-vaccinated patients to catch it, bring it back, and spread it to others who may not be able to receive the protection or have opted out themselves. My last main point is simply to educate yourself before deciding whether to vaccinate your child or not. There are cases in which your child wouldn't be able to receive some vaccines. Examples are they may be too young, their immune system is compromised, or they have severe allergies to what is in the vaccine. So in order to protect them from catching these deadly diseases, children who are able to get them should. So I hope you now have a better understanding of why people choose not to immunize, why it's important for everyone to stay on top of vaccines, and to make an honest, educated decision before saying no. Choosing to vaccinate is choosing to protect yourself and others from deadly diseases. Let's all choose a healthy lifestyle.